as I'm getting older, I'm getting more clear on, my vision for my life and the woman that I hope to become and the work that I hope to do. But creating that in my real life is a different story. And I think in moments when I have put in that effort and done like little things to create that reality for myself, I see like, okay, this is what I'm capable of. This is what, it's like God gives you like a preview, like a taste of like what you're capable of. And it's like, okay, I have no choice but to pursue that. Because I think people get caught up in things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of life. I'm really rambling. But there's just so much noise. And at this event, they were talking about this too. This idea of like microwave mentality and culture. And the fact that people think like things have to happen immediately. And I think that's one thing that I was suffering from, was like thinking that like, okay, if I pray to God about something and I'm like, okay, God, show me a sign about X, Y, and Z. What's my next move on this? Where is my next position? What am I doing next? Like, what's the next level up? Instead of like really sitting and thinking like, is that even what God's will is for my life right now? And I think that was my breakthrough moment. And I was like, wait a second, stop everything and just be still and really, really think about what it is that God is trying to show you in this moment. And I feel like now I'm just in I have like a sense of peace and calm that I did not have before, where it's like, I know regardless of whoever, I know like God's plan for my life will prevail. I could very easily take the cards that life has dealt me and be cool with that, but I don't want to ever be comfortable with my life. And I think that's also the other overarching like lesson that I'm learning here, is like, I'm not trying to be okay with my life, and I want to have the absolute best that is out there for me. I want what God's plan is for my life. I want that for my life. And I think that process of trying to get there, that gap between where I am now, where I'm comfortable, and what I know that I'm capable of having and who I'm capable of being, figuring that space out and figuring out how to navigate that space and close that space is where I'm at right now. And I don't know, I think that just eliminates a lot of the excess noise. Because when you start to hone in on purpose and trying to figure out like, okay, there's greater for me out there than what currently exists, I think that eliminates a lot of the excess, the trivial things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of life. And that's where I didn't come up with this. I definitely stole this from On the Run too. But the whole concept of this is real life. And they were talking about this at the event as well. This idea about how like social media and things are so like manufactured and the highlight reel of people's lives. And how like, even for myself, how my social media is like a brand. And that's the extent of my brand. But it's not necessarily like a manufactured image. It's the tip of the iceberg of my life and my experience. Like, this will really have you thinking like, okay, I have to have a family by tomorrow. I need to have $20 billion saved and invested by yesterday. And like, that's just not realistic. Investing in your real life, as silly as that sounds, like, I'm trying to focus on creating my real life and not creating the image of that life. Because at the end of the day, like, none of this other stuff matters. And like, I think that's what the past month has been for me. Like, none of this matters. At the end of my life, I want to be able to look back and say that I did what I was here to do and go on about my business.